Hello, everyone, and welcome to Navigating the Future of Trucking and Transportation with me, your host, Jerri Banks. Look, if you are here, you're here because you want to learn about what is going on in the future of transportation. On this show, we talk about automation and autonomy and new technology entering into the trucking industry. We also share traditional truck driving jobs as well as jobs in the autonomous sector where you can take your current skills and combine them with new skills that you learn and become a game changer for someone's company. And then, last but not least, which is my favorite part of the show, we have the learning lane. The learning lane is where I share actionable tips and actionable tools that you can put in your toolbox right now to help you reskill and upskill for the new future that our industry is moving into. Our industry is shifting. Things are changing very quickly. And it's not a matter of if we'll see new things coming in, and it's a matter of they're happening right now. It's not a matter of if or when, it's a matter that they're happening right now. And so, in order to not be left behind, in order to not be one of the last ones that find out about what's going on, that is why I host this show. That is why you're here, so that you can learn these things and hear about new things that are happening in the industry, and then prepare your career, prepare your mental for all of these things that are happening. And so if you're here, welcome. Do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The YouTube channel is Future of Transportation. And again, that's where I share jobs and automation and information and new technology. And I would be remiss if I did not say hello to all of my friends and family over on TikTok. TikTok is where I do a lot of sharing, again, jobs and tips and tools on how, drivers can transition through different instances and situations, second chance opportunities. And so, hello, my TikTok family. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let's get right into the show. We have an action-packed show today. Today, I want to share a an investment that an autonomous trucking company, a self-driving trucking company, has received to help further along their progress in regards to autonomous trucks, in regards to self-driving trucks. And so you'll hear me talk interchangeably about self-driving trucks and autonomous trucks. They're the same thing. Autonomous means nobody's driving the truck. Self-driving is self-explanatory. Nobody is driving the truck. And so right now, with all of the key developers that are developing this self-driving technology, um, every company, there's at least five top companies: Kodiak Robotics, Aurora Innovation, Gatic AI, who we'll talk about this morning, Waby, and Torque Robotics. These five companies are some of the key leaders. There's others, but these are the key leaders, and they are pushing forward, propelling forward their mission of bringing self-driving trucks to the roadways. Now, when I say bringing, what I mean is not bringing, they're already here. These companies have already been operating, testing, deploying, moving freight across the country, particularly in the South, with a lot of our mega carriers that we already know. Your JB Hunts, your CR Englands, your US Expresses, and the list goes on and on. FedEx. There's so many companies that they're partnering with to move their freight in self-driving trucks. And we talked last week about Kodiak Robotics, who is partnering with oil field companies, partnering and hauling sand in the oil field with oil field company called Atlas Energy. Now, again, the goal for you is to recognize the shift that's happening, but also take those necessary steps to educate yourself, whether it is gathering and getting a certificate, whether it is going and getting a degree, to educate yourself to be able to continue to add value, because you're not going to be replaced, but the role and the look of the driver will be shifting. And so you want to be that look, you want to be in that role of whatever we're seeing this shift is. So this show is your ability to get ahead of what is coming. This show is your push and your help to understand what is coming. And so I want to share an article. It's an article brought to us by it was a press release. It's actually on Gatic AI. It's actually on their website. In addition, it is also you can also find this on News PR. Is one of the sources who released this. But Gatic has a partnership, or has been heavily invested in. I have not, for the life of me, I've looked and tried to find the amount, but I do not see the amount. There may be somewhere. If you see the amount, let me know. Um, but Nippon Express Holdings Inc., they made a investment into Gatic AI on Tuesday, which is just 2 days ago. So Gatic, if you've been following them for any length of time, Gatic AI is it's a company that is a startup company that was founded in the United States in 2017, and they offer logistics services using self-driving trucks, using autonomous trucks, and so their company has expertise not only in building this self-driving autonomous software, but also in overall design and testing and evaluation of autonomous vehicles. And so they are probably one of the ones that's a little bit further along, because they have already started and completed some commercial deliveries using unmanned vehicles on public roads. And so they did this back in 2021. So again, they were one of the first ones that have taken the driver out of the truck. And they started doing this in 2021. It's 2024. It's 2024. And tap in and drop it in the comments and let me know if you're just hearing about this company, if you're just hearing about the fact that they've successfully pulled drivers out of the truck. Let me know. And so their slogan and their tagline is that they own the middle mile. They own the middle mile. And what that middle mile, and they strictly focus on the delivery from um, the distribution center to the retailers, to the stores. And so it's between that middle mile is deliveries between shippers and the warehouses, and between warehouses and the stores. So not the long haul portion where you're going, from California to Florida. No, they're honed in and focused in on that small portion, that but from the warehouse. After it comes off of that long haul, it has to go from the warehouse or the distribution center to the actual store. And so that's their focus. And so they've been expanding their business and partnering with major retailers. And so some of them that we know and use on a daily basis is Walmart. Another one is Kroger. And so they also partner with food and beverage manufacturers. And so a lot of these manufacturers that they partner with handle like the daily things that we use in our homes, daily, the food products, daily commodities and things like that. And so they are partnering with these companies, and I want you to drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments, and let me know whether or not you knew about this company already, if you knew about them. And so a little bit more about them. They are their operation is based in Dallas, Texas, right outside of Dallas. Dallas. And I actually was in Dallas last a year ago, this month, a year ago, August of 2023. And I was there for a conference, and every morning before I start my day, y'all, I go for a mental walk or a health walk or get my mind right walk. And I was actually on a walk in Dallas, and I saw a Gatic truck. Now, this one had an operator in it, but they're prevalent across the city of Dallas. So if you live in Dallas, look for the purple truck, and that is the Gatic truck. And actually, the picture, Sarah has the picture right here so that you can take a look at it. But in this article, it says Gatic secures a strategic investment from Nippon Express Holdings to expand North America middle mile logistics. And so you'll also find Gatic AI in Northwest Arkansas. Who is based in Northwest Arkansas? Walmart. So that partnership with Walmart is very, very strong. And so Nippon Express Holdings, also known as NX Group, they're really supporting the logistics needs of customers. And what they do is they support them in various industries and provide many of them with middle mile logistics services, middle mile logistics moving, especially and particularly delivering raw materials to like factories and shipping different types of finished products. And so by them building this investment relationship and creating this tie with Gatic, um, who's very connected and very similar to the NX Group's business model, it just helps them to deepen its connection and deepen its knowledge to everything that we're seeing in the future of transportation. And so the NX Group is looking to work with Gatic in the US, not just in the US, but globally. Globally. So we're going to see a huge push for autonomous trucks, autonomous vehicles, autonomous deliveries, and all, again, autonomous also means self-driving. So when you hear me say autonomous, know that it's synonymous. Know that it's the same as self-driving. And so Nippon Express Group, the NX Group, they're going to continue resolving issues by co-creating businesses with startup companies. They're doing it in Japan. They're doing it overseas. They're doing it right here in the US with Gatic AI. And so this is a significant milestone. It's a huge milestone for Gatic and everything that they're doing to propel self-driving trucks in the United States. So I'm hoping and looking forward to learning more about this investment. I want to know how much this investment was, because again, they are propelling. They're one of the ones I've seen them get several investments in addition to Aurora over the last year. Lots of companies are partnering. Lots of companies are investing and preparing for this shift that we're seeing to new technology, new automation, and new services coming into the transportation industry. And it's just a continuous reminder to you, the transportation workforce, to prepare yourself to remain knowledgeable and understand and know what's happening in your industry. So you want to focus on and I'm moving towards the learning lane, y'all, because I have to and my kids will tell you, my son the truck driver will always tell you that I am the one that is going to continue pouring into you, continue sharing and dropping gems and sharing knowledge so that you can take it, put it in your toolbox and start using it and implementing it right away. But one thing that I want to really hit home on is those soft skills. Having soft skills. And what are soft skills? Let's talk about that for a second. Your soft skills are the skills that you use from a customer service standpoint, the skills that you use to be able to work well in a team setting. It's your communication skills. It's your again your customer service skills. These are all skills that are going to help you excel above everybody in the future of transportation. And so it's that critical thinking, it's that problem solving. All of these skills are skills that the education component, transport EQ, the education component helps to develop in drivers from a professional development perspective. Because as you know, we own the recruitment agency, which is LOTR recruiting, and then our education component, our education side of the business is transport EQ, and that's where we professionally develop drivers. Because what we're seeing on the recruiting side, and I'll talk a little bit about that, what we're seeing on the recruiting side is um, drivers are having to go to interviews more and more. They're having to have those face to face conversations with their future employers, with their terminal managers, because they want to see what you bring to the table. They want to see what type of individual you are. They want to see if you can work well in a team setting, if it's a local position. They want to see if you are presentable and are going to be good for the face of the company in front of the customer. And so that's important. That is so crucial and so key that you work on those soft skills, that you be able to share your experiences and verbalize your experiences in these interviews. Because my drivers, they're not used to having interviews. They're not used to um, going and having a face-to-face interview, a phone interview, and answering questions about their MBR, answering questions about their tickets, their accidents, their background, their experience, where they've worked. All of those things, they do that well. But then there's other questions. There's those other questions that are gonna we're gonna be seeing more and more in the interview process. And those questions can look like, you know, explain and tell me about a time where you had to break down and solve a problem. And you've done that. You know the answer to it, but it's a matter of using that knowledge and and verbalizing it and verbalizing it well so that um, your expertise and your experience comes across. That's very key, very, very key. And so I want to share a few of the questions that we've seen from companies, and these are trucking companies that you know, trucking companies that you're seeing. And if the trucking companies are not doing it, I'm just gonna throw something out there in a forward thinking vision that they will be. If they're not doing it now, they eventually will be. And they want to know what you're looking for in your company. You need to be able to verbalize what it is that you're looking for in a company. You need to be able to talk about, and I ask this question a lot as a recruiter, what what are you what's going on at the current company that you're even thinking about looking for another job at another company? Because they're thinking to themselves, if I hear what's going on with this other company and same thing may be going on with our company as well, will you immediately leave? They're going to want to know if what's going on at this current company that you're at, what have you done to try to resolve it? What solutions have you offered up to the leadership team? What solutions have you given and tried to bring up to help resolve this challenge or this issue that you're facing? And so companies are not going to want to hear your complaints. They're going to want to hear your solutions. And it's your solutions that you bring to the company is what helps you to add value to that company. It's those solutions. So some other things. Um, Tell me about your current relationship with your dispatcher. That those are questions that we're seeing companies ask in the interview questions. And then the follow up question to that is, if you don't have a good relationship with your dispatcher, how are you working to resolve those challenges? How could you improve and have a better working relationship with your dispatcher? These are questions that companies are starting to ask. And so you definitely want to ensure that you have answers to those questions, that you've thought about that, because that's the new face of the driver. Again, it's a new face of driver. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go to a break and we'll be right back. But in today's market, and I'm not talking about the market of hiring, and I'm speaking of hiring, I'm not talking about the market of hiring in COVID or 2 years ago or 3 years ago when, if you could breathe, if you could walk, if you had a good MVR, if you could talk good, if you could, if you had a pulse, if could hop in the truck and hop out the truck, if we we're going to hire you. If your MVR was good, your driver record's good, you can walk, you can talk, you can hop in and out the truck, you can pull up to the shipper, you got a job, right? That day and time is changing. That day and time is over. We're going to see a new shift and a new face of the driver. That is totally changing. And so that's why you're here, so that you can prepare for some of those questions that they're going to ask, so that you can get ready for that new face and you can be the new face of the driver that they're looking for. Because this is a company market. It's no longer a driver market. 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, the doors were open, the gates were open. We were hiring everybody. But now companies are very, very particular. And you've seen it. If you're in the hiring market for a job, you have seen the shift. You have seen the change yourself. And so what that shift looks like is it's no longer a driver led industry. It is a company led industry. We have more openings, and we have fewer openings, not more. They have fewer openings, and we need the right driver in the right seat for the right look and the right feel of our company. And that's just the reality of what we're seeing. So, tickets and accidents, they're stricter. Work history, they are much, much more stricter. If you have more than most of the companies that we recruit for, if you have more than 3 to 4 jobs in the course of a year or 3 years, they don't want you. They want someone who's going to stick it out with their company. It's about retention. It's about retention numbers. It's about retaining the drivers and those that are sticking it out, even when times are tough. Because times have been tough over the last, couple of years. Just to be honest, we've seen it. And so that work history is a big deal right now. So if you have a lot of jobs, you are seeing the changes, you are seeing the challenges, and you're feeling them right now. So when we come back, I want to share an opening that we have in the Ohio area. So it's in the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to talk about this position. It's a great position, local, home every day. And let me tell you something, when we have a local position, I tell every single driver, as soon as you hear about it, you better call us, because it will fill up very, very quickly. And this is a local, home every day. When I say local, I mean home every day. Because some of you think local is, home every other day, or, everybody has their own definition of what local is. But for me, for us as recruiters, local is home every single day. I'll be right back. I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses
Hey
on
y'all.
driver recruitment and driver
Hey
education.
Sherry, how are
We
you?
focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms. Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Look, I want to share a position that is a local position. This position is for those of you that are in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio, within a 35-mile radius of Columbus. It is a dedicated position. This position is looking for drivers with at least 6 months of experience. You have to have 6 months of experience to hop on this position. It is a new position for one of our customers, and drivers are home every single day, pulling freight for Lowe's, the what is it, the building material and lumber and home goods. Lowe's, we all know Lowe's. Lowe's is not the hiring company for this position, but the hiring company that we're working with, they're looking for drivers to fill spots on this position. Again, you need to live within a 35-mile radius, must have a good driving record and background, and your work history has to be phenomenal. No more than 4 jobs, no more, let me repeat that, no more than 4 jobs in the last 3 years. No more than 4 jobs in the last 3 years for this particular company. They're looking for somebody who can be the face of the company. They're looking for someone who is willing to work and drive overnight, because this is an overnight position. Starts at 2 a.m. Anywhere between 2 and 4 a.m. is going to be your start time. So you have to be willing to get up early in the morning, but it's a 10 to 12-hour shift each day. You're off on the weekend. So you're off working Monday through Friday, off on the weekends. Average pay for drivers is between 12 to $1,400 a week. $1,200 to $1,400 a week on this one. Now, there are some drivers that are making more, and these are the drivers that want to work over the weekend. Okay. Drivers that want to work over the weekend do average a little bit more, because you earn an extra $100 for weekend work. And on top of whatever you're earning, you add an extra $100 on top of that, and that's what you earn for being willing to work over the weekends. Um, Now, you deliver to stores. You deliver to stores throughout the region. And then there are some drivers that will be going within Columbus, Ohio, but then there are drivers that are going to be going over to Romulus, in Michigan, and a few other areas in the region. But you're home every single day. I have to say that you're home every single day. And drivers, typically when they call us, they're looking for a local opportunity. They're looking for an opportunity where they can sleep in their bed, see their family every day, and then, coach basketball or football over the weekends on Saturday and Sunday. So this is a prime opportunity for you to make some good money, be able to write your bills by it, and pay your bills by it, spend time with your family, because we have a lot of drivers that are out over the road. I typically hardly ever get a hot local position like this, and so I had to immediately make sure that I shared this position with you guys. But I think this is a great opportunity. So if it's something that you are interested in, I want you to call the team or text dedicated Lowe's to 832-572-5277. Text the word Lowe's, text the word dedicated. And what does dedicated mean? For those of you that are new to trucking and new to this trucking industry lingo and language, dedicated means that you're only going to be moving freight for one particular company. In this case, it is moving freight for Lowe's, the company, the manufacturer company, the home goods company, home building company. They have appliances, they have lumber, they have building materials, everything that you need for your home. Lowe's has it. So you would be moving that. It's all no touch. You don't have to pick up a washing machine or drop off a microwave or anything like that. It is completely no touch. And that's another huge plus, is that you don't have to touch anything. So let me just recap. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. start time. You got to be willing to drive at night. If night driving is not your jam, this isn't the job for you. But Monday through Friday, off on the weekends, average pays between $1,200 to $1,400 a week. Um, this particular position is dedicated, looking for drivers with at least 6 months of experience. And oh, the big thing is that orientation is 1 day orientation. Orientation pay is $500 for that 1 day. So a nice immediate infusion of money into your bank account. $500 orientation, come in for orientation, learn the ropes of the account, understand the company, and get started. So, orientation for this particular account, it does not start until September, but I need you to get in now because call us now or text us now at 832-572-5277 because as you can imagine, it is going to fill up and it is going to fill up fast. And our goal is to fill it up by the end of August. By the end of August. And so that'll give you time for, because they're looking for a type of driver, right? A type of driver that, as you heard, you only need to have, you can't have more than 4 jobs in 3 years. So that type of driver is a good driver. That's a driver that sticks it out. That's a driver that does not job hop. Okay. They're looking for a driver who can be the face to the customer, delivering the freight, communicating with the customer, talking to the customer at the stores, and things like that. That's a different type of driver. Are you that type of driver? If you're that type of driver, come on over. And here's one thing, and I talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. You're going to have to do a face to face interview. You're going to come in and you're going to sit down with the terminal manager. You're going to sit down with the company and they're going to ask you a few questions. They want to make sure that you're a good fit, and you are a good fit. You're probably the best fit. So make sure you text us, reach out, and as you talk to the girls about this position and you get started on this position, and the girls get the process going on this position, and you get approved for this position, and you get your start date, and you get your orientation date, or you get that second interview. Okay, have the girls get me and you on the phone so we can talk about it. Okay. I want the girls to process your application. They're going to give you all the details on the job. They're going to get your license and get all of that information processed. But when you get that next step, when you get that, okay, now it's time for me to go in for the interview. I want to talk to you because I want to be able to prepare you for having that conversation, because you may not have ever gone on an interview for a truck driving job before. And so I want to be able to help you prepare for that. And if you're in Columbus, Ohio, this is a great opportunity. And so I really want to be able to push this out. Make sure you're sharing this video, share it with your friends that you know that live in that area, because I have positions on this particular run. You need 6 months of experience, no SAP, so no failed drug test, no refused drug test, second chance from the standpoint of a criminal background. Those are considered on a case by case basis. And so this company is second chance friendly. We just need to have a conversation and get a little bit more understanding on your situation, what type of situation you've had in the past. Again, you need to have 6 months of experience, and I would love to be able to get you going on this position so you can come off the road, okay, and spend some time with your family and raise your kids. All right. You just need 6 months of experience. Live in Columbus, Ohio, within a 35-mile radius. Again, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, hit me up, hit up the team. The number is 832-572-5277. And the girls are standing by to help you get going on this particular account. Now, let's get right back into the show. I want to talk about our a free ebook that I have for you, and I want you to grab it. But it's called Preparing You for Autonomous Trucks Entering the Trucking Industry. And this ebook is your guide. If you haven't watched not one of my shows, if you haven't heard anything about autonomous semi trucks, or anything about self driving trucks coming into the industry, if you don't even know that they're already on the roadways, this free ebook, it's a download, you can get it instantly. This is for you. I wrote it just for you. And so it answers the question, are they already on the roads? It answers the question, who are the top 5 autonomous companies that are out there, and where are they running? What companies are they partnering with? Um, how long have they been running? What type of freight are they moving? And the list goes on and on in regards to this ebook, but it is going to give you also the key skills that you need to have in order to excel in this new future that we're moving into. So make sure, Sarah's got it right here on the screen. Make sure that you tap in, you get the ebook, you check it out, and you're here every week live and checking out the show or watching the replay. And if you're here watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay so I'll know that you are checking it out a little bit later. When we come back, we're going to move right into the learning lane. The learning lane is one of my favorite parts of the show because it's where I can share information with you. $30.84 an hour. $30.84 an hour plus overtime. I'm looking for Class A CDL drivers with at least 2 years of experience. That experience has to be oversized, overdimensional, and overweight. You have to have been pulling at least 108 feet in length for your load. I already told you about the pay, so you know how good that is. You need to be willing to be out at least 3 to 4 weeks at a time. You get home for 7 full days, but you're out 3 to 4 weeks at a time. If you qualify, if you meet the experience requirements, if you have oversized, overdimensional, overweight, and have pulled 108 feet length in a load, over 2 years of experience, hit me up. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, welcome to the Learning Lane of the Future of Transportation show. Now, in today's learning lane, I want to talk about and share an article that I recently read. Um, it was really interesting to me, and it's about women. A lot of you know that I served on the FMCSA's Women of Trucking Advisory Board. And what we did was share information and share what we felt some of the biggest challenges that women were facing in the industry, some of the barriers that they were dealing with coming into the industry, childcare. There are women getting discriminated against. There's women getting treated poorly. There's women getting assaulted physically and sexually in the industry. And so that board was created to bring awareness to some of those challenges that women are facing, but also not only just bring awareness, but also make recommendations for things that the FMCSA can put into place to ensure that it is a safe and welcoming industry for women. It's baby steps. I know it's baby steps. There's only so much that the FMCSA can do. Companies have to take that initiative to ensure that their workplace is welcoming, that their workplace is safe for women. And so this article that I want to share with you today. It is an article about women. Women are opting out of getting degrees to build careers as mechanics and electricians and more. Diesel technicians, electricians, and so this article was released by Essence just a few days ago. But it's a big deal. Women are putting down the degrees and they're going to get a skilled trade. They're getting a skilled trade, and it's becoming more and more popular. These vocational skills like electric work, car repair, diesel technicians, they continue to be in high demand and they pay really high wages. And so these women that are entering into traditionally male dominated trades, is taking them to the bank, is essentially what this article says. And again, this article is brought to us by Essence. I'll drop it in the description box so you can share check out the full article. But it particularly points out the pivot that is showing evidence that these vocational school enrollments are really shooting up. They've shot up 16% since last year. And the what's more important is that in 2020, 11.6 of those who completed an apprenticeship program in the U.S. were female. And this is according to data from the U.S. Department of Labor. I'll repeat that because that is really, really interesting and alarming. In 2020, 11.6 of those who completed an apprenticeship program were females. They were in the US, they were females. And again, this is data from the US Department of Labor. Now, that's not a really big percent, 11.6 of females that have completed an apprenticeship program in the US. But compared to years past, that is huge. Years past, women were, doing receptionist work, office work, nurses, things like that. But now women are driving trucks. Women are working on cars. Women are in construction. Women are, building bridges and checking bridges. And that should make us proud. That should make all of us proud as women that are seeing a shift in the industry. And so I think women are realizing that with some of these careers, you can make more money. You can have a better career path. You can have a better family life in the long term, in the long run, by learning electrician, by learning how to repair and getting your Class A CDL. And so what I tell everyone, because this show is the future of transportation, right? The show is nothing but the future of transportation. It's not yesterday. It's not, what happened for our grandparents. It is all about the future. And so what I tell women is that are entering into the trucking and transportation industry is don't stop at your CDL. Don't stop at your CDL. I want you to get your diesel technician certification because there is a shortage. And I just went to an event a few days ago here in Houston, and I met with a gentleman who owns a diesel mechanic shop, and he even said it as well. There's a shortage of over 400,000, not 400, 400,000 diesel technicians. Think about all of the trucks that are out on the roadways, all of the autonomous and self-driving semi trucks and electric trucks that are coming into the industry. Think about that, and think about ways that you can enhance your bottom line. Because if you get your CDL, when you get your CDL, if you can drive it, congratulations. But if you can drive it and fix it, ask for more money. Ask for more money if you can drive and repair it. And so, what I say is don't stop at getting your CDL, get your diesel technician certification as well. We recently had on the show here Marshall Kaplan, who is the director of Select Technical Institute. It's a diesel technician certification program where they teach you how to work on Freightliner and Daimler trucks. You get certified to work on their trucks, and they are connected and are part. They're owned by a dealership that sells Freightliner and Daimler and Western Star trucks. And so not only would you learn, but you also immediately have a job as soon as you come out of that school. And so they do have openings. They have openings, and I will pop up their website here. Select Technical Institute is the name of there you go. Select Technical Institute is the name of the company. And they're so they have a class going now, and I just talked to the director just about a week or so ago, and they have doing really really good. They'll be wrapping up their class that started in June. It's a 4 month program. It's a 4 month program. um, and then you go right into that apprenticeship where you're learning and working along someone. But they're wrapping up their class soon from June, and it's going really really well. Their next class starts in October, and it's already full. It is already full. Now the next class starts in February, and I want to encourage all of my female drivers or non drivers that if you're thinking about a non traditional, not getting a degree, not spending all that money or time on a degree, you're thinking about staying close to home and being home every day and sleeping in your own bed and not having to go out over the road with your Class A CDL. Get your Class A CDL. But think about also adding, because it's a 1-2 punch, adding that diesel technician certification, because that only sets you apart. That only adds value to what you already know and already do. And so there are challenges. I won't say that there are not challenges, that there are not stereotypes, but you can prove, and we have seen many, many women prove it, that they can excel in a traditionally male dominated field. So I encourage you to look up Select Technical Institute, talk to Marshall, go out and do a tour. Go out and do a tour. They're in Houston, Texas, right off of I-10. Do a tour first. Do a tour. You got until February. The next class isn't until February. Do a tour. Learn about the company, the place where you will be getting your certification, and the place where you will be working at as well. Do a tour with them. Let me know if you're gonna come out and do a tour with Select Technical. Let me know. I'll meet you up there. I would love to be able to help my sisters tap into becoming a diesel technician and getting that certification. And so I want to wrap up the learning lane just by saying that, look, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And just this article talking about women entering into traditionally male dominated trades and finding financial success is just evident. And it just shows that, the world is changing. Things are changing. No longer are we going to sit at a desk. No longer are we, just fit to be answering phones. But look, we can fix the truck. We can drive the truck. We can fix the electrical and do the electrical repair. We can do the carpentry. We can do the plumbing. There's so many things that we can do. So take the time to learn a new skill. Maybe you're not in Houston. Maybe you're not in the Houston area and cannot get that diesel technician certification with Select Technical Institute. But maybe you are somewhere and you found a community college near you that is offering an opportunity where they will you, pay for your school, and then help you find an opportunity when you get out of school. I encourage you to look and seek out these new opportunities. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a great show, a lot of information. If you are just tapping in, make sure you're connecting with me across all of my platforms. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and that you turn on the notifications so that you never miss an opportunity when I go live. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm Miss Jerri, and this is Navigating the Future of Trucking and Transportation. I'll see you later. Bye.